ask me, nigga, look me in my eye. Tell me to my fucking face that you ready to die.
Welcome to another edition of the What We Love Fight Show. I'm your host, Diaz. Okay, guys, let's get into it, man. We had a great weekend of boxing. No complaints in my end. I don't know about your guys' end, but we had a Glenn Johnson versus Judah, showing why he's one of the most feared fighters right now to date. Going and just pretty much just handling his business, you know what I mean? Kind of show everybody, you know, look, this is why nobody calls me out, because I'm one of the toughest guys out there. I'll go to wherever you want me to go, and I'll face you and fight you and stuff. And it's really a match that I like to see happen between him and Bernard Hopkins, because when Bernard had faced him, you know, Glenn was really not in his prime yet, you know, and now that, you know, Glenn is some unfinished business between these two warriors. Get them in the ring, two fighters from throwback eras. Get them in there and take us young guys back to the old eras when these hardcore fighters were getting in there and showing their workmanship, okay? We had on Friday night Showbox, we had a Thomas Adamick versus Jonathan Banks. You know, Jonathan Banks was doing a great job for the beginning. You know, was really showing a lot of power. Being 6'3" in the cruiserweight, that's a big boy. And, you know, coming out of the Kronk gym and stuff. But you could see slowly but surely, you know, Adamick is just a strong cruiserweight. You know, he used to be in lightweight division, but he moved up because of the weight issue. And now he looks like he's really in his comfort zone. He's a really, you know, a silent assassin. He takes his time, you know, he just, you know, systematically breaks down his opponent. And he takes a good shot. Even though Banks was able to rock him, but the only thing he wasn't able to follow up, okay? So Kid Thomas able to just keep him in the fight and keep his workman like he's a blue-collar fighter, you know, and the Polish fans really, man, just kind of, you know, put the arena with a lot of energy. You know, it was real dynamic when they were in there just cheering for their man. And then later on in the rounds and all that, you know, like as Thomas does have some boxing skills when he applies them, and you saw that. He saw, you know what, he was head hunting too much, decided to go to the body, you know, double shot to the body, come back to the head, and really it just took Jonathan Banks out of his game, out of his, you know, I would have to say out of his comfort zone, and really pulling him into Adamick's comfort zone where, you know, Thomas was able to break him down and then get the knockout. And when he knocked him down, you know, Eddie Condon, I think was the ref's name, able to jump right in and stop it, and saw that his eyes were just completely gone. And you see the way he slouches down in the corner at the end, it just showed this guy was a beaten fighter. You know, he's a young guy still, you know, still has time to grow. Give him some time, but right now he just faced one of the best fighters in the cruiserweight division, okay? Let's move on from there. Well, we had Rocky Juarez versus Chris John. Good fight, great fight. I enjoyed every little bit of it. You know, I know some people thought it was a highway robbery, but really it was a hard fight to you know, really score, okay? Chris John did use his boxing skills, like I said. I said if you never have seen him, you were going to be impressed by him, by his debut in the States, okay, in Texas, in Houston. But the only thing was that when Chris was landing his shots, there were a lot of little pity-pat shots, okay? And I don't know if judges are going to score these little flashy little pity-pats where they're not really making a signature on the face of Rocky. You know, Rocky was able to kind of just weather through him, walk him down, and land those heavier shots that he likes to land. But there was one thing too. Rocky was a lot more motivated beating at 126. You saw him be a little faster. He put up the pressure in the later rounds and stuff, and he was able to rock Chris John in the late rounds, and it really kind of kept Chris John at bay, where he was kind of hesitant to really mix it up. So in other words, he didn't commit to any punches. That's why too I think he didn't land a heavy shot throwing that straight right jab down the pipe, because if he committed and he missed and Rocky returned it with a counter, he could have been possibly knocked out. So he kept himself in a safe zone, which was pity pat, move, get the hell out of there, okay? So the decision was really, what were you looking for or what were you scoring, okay? So if you liked it, the more accurate, harder punches, you would go to Rocky. But if you liked the, you know, the footwork and ring generalship and the little pity pats, then you're gonna go to Chris John. So the draw was not really a big outcry for myself, honestly, but I like to see him go at it again, but I highly doubt Golden Boy's going to put both of the new guys, I mean, well, Rocky's been there for a while, but Chris John just signing on to that, back in there again. There's bigger and better fights out there, and then possibly on the long down the road, have them rematch one more time, okay? But let's go on to a great fight. First off, is Marquez a beast or what? Is this dude a beast, you know what I mean? Being in his mid-30s, coming in and fighting a young gun like the Baby Bull, and you know what, if you're a Baby Bull fan, a Houston, a native, man, there's no shame in what the Baby Bull did. If anything, the Baby Bull stock just went up because he went in there like a true warrior. He left it in the ring. He didn't leave it in the hands of the judges. He put it all in the ring. Same thing with Marquez, man. You know, the guy from Mexico City has always been under the shadow of Barrera and Eric Morales. Well, no more. No more, man. If anything, Marquez has now got to be the best pound for pound out there right now. One of the top three, if any, okay? I know there's some arguments between him and Pacquiao and him. You know, Max Kellerman, though, kind of broke it down a little bit where I kind of agree with them, but then don't agree with them all the way. Because, you know, the fact is Max is a big-time Marquez fan. Now, Marquez, man, what did he do? Well, in the beginning of the fight, if you were rooting for Marquez, I'm pretty sure you were in the edge of the seat, biting your fingernails and going like, oh, shit. I think he's going to lose this fight. He was rocked by Juan the Baby Bull Diaz, but it had to be a little bit too due to balance and stuff. You know, his balance is always a little weird and stuff. When you pressure him, he doesn't know how to really just sit down and hold his own and stuff and be able to trade. He's always trying to get back and counter, which can leave you to have some balance problems there. And when you get hit and get rocked just a little bit clip, it makes it look like you're a little hurt more often than what you really are. Okay, but you know, Juan Diaz, man, just kept the pressure and made him fight a pace, man, that you know Marquez was not used to. An older fighter, and that was a big question there. How was Marquez going to be able to adjust and react back to a pace of a young fighter like Diaz? Well, he did it just right. What he did was lean on those rings, on the ropes, okay? And he allowed the Baby Bull to just really throw them shots and stuff, you know? But what he was trying to do, if you're watching the beginning of the fight, you know, that's why he's a professor, you know? He knew, hey, this guy's going to throw a lot of shots. I'm going to have to weather the storm. Make him do a lot more pressure than he normally would do. So Diaz is there and he's throwing the shots and he leaned on them. And what he would do, he would pick his pot shots, okay? And you know, body shot, uppercut. Really, what those uppercuts do is they hit your head, snap back, and it kind of stiffens up your spine a little bit, okay? So it doesn't make you as fluent with your arms or move your body as well, okay? So when he was able to go back, when Diaz was able to go back and he was taking a round off on the 6 and his corner was like, yo, you let him have that round. You need to go back out there. It could have been because of the uppercuts and his legs really going out from underneath him from the body shots, okay? Marquez, man, if you got to really look at this, you know, and I said it on the radio show, I'll talk about that right now. A coach is like the tower coaches in football, okay? Anytime you have a corner, you have to trust in them because, you know, you have a field coach and a tower coach. The field coach is the guy that's in the mix. He's right there in the front. So he's not going to be able to catch everything because everything's right there. So that's what Marquez is a field coach. But listening to Nacho Bernstein, who is the tower coach, who sees everything from above and sees the stuff that you're not able to see, when he comes back to his corner and he sits there and he listens to Nacho Bernstein, Nacho tells him, hey, listen, you know, he's getting low, come back up with the right uppercut, come back, you know, drop some body shots, pick him up, make him come, you know, upright so you can land some of your harder straight right hand shots, okay? And that's exactly what he did. He listened to his corner and he listened to himself and he adjusted and he did what he needed to do against Juan the Baby Bull Diaz, okay? But then again, like I said, Baby Bull, there is no disgrace in the losing to a great warrior like Juan Marquez. If anything, it upped up his stock. You know, with Diaz, do I want to see Diaz again? I want to see a Diaz again over and over and over and over, okay? Great fights. Now, let's move on, okay? I did a pre-test yesterday, Sunday at 3 o'clock on Leave It in the Ring boxing show, okay? It's on blogtalkradio.com. You know, I'm going to put the link up here, link on. You have to log in. It's going to have a little chat room, and you're going to be able to call in. It's a toll-free number, okay? We had Blood, Budasai, David Shin. You know, we had Future 92. We had a couple subscribers call in, the kid, Logan, call in. Oh, if I missed anybody, sorry about that. But what it is, what I wanted to create was a radio show every Sunday around the times between 2 and 5, okay? I'm still trying to set the schedule on it, and I'm still really fairly new to the radio show with the switchboard, okay? But we're going to have special guests on there, boxers, etc., etc. I'll be posting it up later on today, who's going to be our first guest, okay? But in order to listen to the radio show, click up to this link and support the radio show, guys. You know, it's going to be every Sunday, right? We're going to talk about the events that happen on Friday, Saturday, you know, about all the matches. Get on there, analyze it, and everybody just kind of just chop it up boxing, okay? So if you want to get on there and you want to call in, it's a toll-free number also on there, and there's also a chat room that you guys can debate or talk among each other, or even ask a question, because I'm always checking it, and then I'll be able to patch you in, okay? It's a great way for us to keep feeding up our hardcore boxing needs, is the radio show Leave It in the Ring, you know, and it's also a great way for us to communicate a lot better, and you're able to communicate with somebody you don't agree with, or you don't agree with me, you'll get on the radio show and we can debate it. Or if you got questions, or if there's a fight that we're not talking about, we've missed, it's a great way to get on the radio show and we're able to kind of feed that up, okay? It's also going to be on the website, www.thewillbeblood-fight-show. You can log on there. We got some great articles, great interviews, and also we're still looking for some more Solarplex riders. If you're willing to join the team and you want to try it out, if you've never even written before, but you do a blog or whatever, or you just write on paper, hey, always a great way of seeing if you got it to try to be a sports writer, because we do offer more than just writing on the page, okay? We do offer a little bit more, but it depends on what you're writing and how you write it and how much you're committed of being a writer for the boxing community, okay? So, and again, Leave It in the Ring Boxing. It's a new way of what we want to do as Solarplex Promotions, or we're bringing out. Like I said, we're going to have special guests on there, and it's just another way of us venting out as hardcore boxing fans. So hopefully I see you guys in it. You got to log in, like I said, and you also have to log in and make an account in order to chat. This is something you can put on your iTunes, podcast, whatever. If you're at work and you don't have time to hear it on Sunday, you can listen to it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay? And if we do good and the numbers are just right, guess what? I'll do 2 shows a week, okay, to keep feeding up our boxing needs. So anyways, tune in, check it out, Leave It in the Ring, and thanks for all your guys' support, the hardcore boxing fans.